Listen, this is for your protection. Right here. Why do I keep booking ogres? Oh. NebrasKon's been absolutely lovely. The flight, we're not going to talk about that. That was, Lord have mercy. But when I landed though, I'll say the con staff has been absolutely fantastic. They treated us extremely well. Panels have been wonderful. The attendees have been fantastic. Surprisingly, all like really good questions and they're all very polite. So it's been a good time. This. Yeah, I'm totally serious. Like, yes, like signings and panels are fun, but I like just talking to people. And some people have asked about like voiceover, some people talk about life, sometimes you catch up with old friends. It's just communicating with people on that level, especially at conventions, is wonderful. Then you throw in like panels, people want to like talk about, say, VO as a person of color, or how to do it, or even I had this last one I did techniques, character acting. I'm like, cool, we can talk about that. And I like talking to like one-on-one, especially people in groups on top of all of that. For me, brother, it gives me life. It does. Actually, I started in radio. I interned with Cumulus Radio. And eventually after that, I started working at a college running a radio department. And went with that for a minute and transitioned from radio to theater, to on camera, to eventually voiceover. Well, majority voiceover, still do like on camera as well. Yes, sir. It's all acting. It really is. And folks don't really kind of get that. It's like, well, what are you gonna do as an actor? Yes. Yes and no. Here's the fun thing about all of that. When it like kind of like surrounds, we talk about it like a little bit, but surprisingly enough, like some people don't really want to like talk about it. You know what I mean? Like we'll talk about, like, oh, you're working on this? Oh, that's cool, me too, But like, you go to a convention, you have that time to really kind of breathe for a little bit. And it could be you, could be another actor as well. And it's like, hey, what are you working on nowadays? I'm working on my Meisner technique. Oh, that's really cool. You really can kind of dive into the craft more. And sometimes people will ask about like voiceover or acting in general. You can actually sit there and be real with them. Talk about, oh, have you ever studied Shakespeare? I had someone actually ask me that today, and they're like, absolutely. And it kind of really helps your delivery and actually your cadence and your, I'll say even your presence, actually, especially when it comes to theater, on camera, or even your presence in voiceover. And it's parts like that you kind of get to do, which I really love about that. Oh, sweet Christmas. I'm not sure. It was actually at this con about a few hours ago. I had to pause. I'm sure they were like, I think they threw it as a joke, but then like see one of my responses for like, oh, I'm kidding. And then, hey, can you sign my baby? I was like, I paused. Like he laughed back, and he sits there and he goes like, I'm kidding. Here, sign this. I was like, you really want me to sign your baby, didn't you? I knew it, sir. The reflection of actual reality in it. Like, when it comes to acting that gives me a laugh, it's putting myself in different situations. Like Kyosuke Hori, wonderful character in Horimiya. Cool, I'm a dad now. All right, play, have fun. Down to like One Piece, I play Jack the Drought. Cool, I'm a 30-foot tall man who can turn into a mammoth the size of a Costco. Let's go! And it's like, it's becoming that. It gives me so much life into it, to the point where I did all things in my acting career up until about 4 years ago. My first real VO role outside of like commercials was Gundam. So I'm like, cool, all right. So I play this character named Sebastian Morse in this movie called Gundam Thunderbolt. And it's pretty much like Cowboy Bebop and Gundam fused together. So it's like real jazzy and kind of cool. And it was the second I was sitting there, because you act, you play, you become the character for a minute there, not losing it and saying, but just like you're 5. And I'm like, cool, I'm in a giant mecha. I'm about to shoot the crap out of this guy with cannons shooting out of my hand. This is awesome. This is what I want to do. And it's times like that that make me just love it. I just fall in love with it like the first time, every time. I love it, man. I do. Oh, it's so fun. It really is. Like, go play a 7-year-old man in Genshin Impact. Cool. By the way, he runs the mafia. Okay, let's do it. I will read through it if I get the script in advance. So it's pretty much forwards or backwards in my head, almost like you're getting like a play. So I get a full understanding of it, and then when I have that base right there, of course, do my vocal warm-ups, and my warm jump through water, things you probably heard 100 times. Then I have it in my head, the scene, and if I haven't spoken to the director yet, in that case, if it were like say voiceover, I'm like, cool, I know the lines are going to show up. I'll probably watch the show too, and it shows up for that. I like, cool. I sit there, I look at the screen, don't look at the script because I know it, and I'm gonna let the director like tell me what they want. Like here, because for instance, we'll do like Cliff Chapin. He directs The Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime. I love playing King Gozzle in that. I know the character very well, and Cliff is the kind of guy, as the director, like him and Tony Oliver, for example, do this very well. They'll tell you everything about the situation, and they'll put you in that mindset. After that, it's a blast to like just play, do it. It's like, cool, I know what he's going to say. I know what he wants. I'm gonna twist that to this moment and just have a blast with it, man. Let's say if you were a director, you hear something out of me, I'd be like, oh, look, we're like a well-oiled machine, because we are. You have, of course, like the engineer who's running it all like clockwork. On top of that, you have the director saying, here's the situation, here's what you want. And then you have the actor who's gonna be like, okay, all you had to do now is just be this right now. The director guides you and the engineer does it. And you all work together in that synergy. Oh, it's beautiful. It really is. It's two types. I love the doofy ones, like Slide and Go and Kyosuke Hori and things like that, who are like high energy, kind of like, we're kind of himbos, but we love it. And I love villains. Since I was a kid, I watched like The Lion King. I was like, Scar. I'm like, that is so cool. And even on like Scott Stackhouse, who's my professor in theater, and I asked him about that. He was like, what do you want to do? It's like, well, villains are really fun, because who would you like? I'm like, I thought Scar in The Lion King was amazing. He's like, cool. Because he had this cadence to him, this presence, but at the same time, it was just like this very arrogance to him, but at the same time, there's so much like deep hurt in like the levels of it. I'm like, oh, it's like a Sam Shepard play of a character put into like this very complex being in this Hamlet the Lion musical. It's fun. And when I can do that for like a villain, instead of like, all powerful, it's like, now there's a want, there's some wounds, and this person is just trying to get after it, is a blast for me. So characters like that give me a lot of fun. Personally, that's what I'm wanting to deliver in that. And that is the attempt, that is the goal, that's what I'm wanting, because they are, in the long sense, for the most part, people. But they're put in situations sometimes, it's like the one bad day that just made them off to either like good role or like a bad role to them, to your Chocolatas, to maybe your All Might kind of character, right? Who depends on like the path they really chose. So no matter what character you really play, I'm not All Might, but it's Chris Abbott, but here's an example here. To your good or your bad, the layers will always be there. The insecurities, the securities, the passions, the fears, all that should be in nearly every line you really deliver. And that's why I kind of go back to your earlier question, say if you get the script in advance, or sometimes you know the role well into advance, you do the research, you can understand and really kind of bring that to the character with every bit, from like the big things to the small, you know? Well, in general, a lot of it's online. Let's see, if you want to watch Netflix, you can hear me as the zombies and Mad Dog and Resident Evil, Odin and Record of Ragnarok, you can hear that. Or you watch on the Funimation app, you can actually find me throughout that, through everything from One Piece to My Hero. You go on the Crunchyroll, you can actually on top of that as well. Yeah, so pretty much like Crunchyroll, Verve, Funimation app, Netflix, you will find a brother. That I can talk about right now is you can hear me as Jack the Drot, who's gonna be the next main antagonist for One Piece for the next while, as the right hand of Kaido in the show One Piece. Oh, Lord have mercy. My favorite barbecue is without question brisket. Brisket is the best. Kansas City is my life. Oh, absolutely. Oh, Lord have mercy. Don't make me choose. I'm gonna give you a few.
Top three if that,
Okay, top three, great. You know, in no particular order, we have Gates, we have Capitol Grill, and not in a particular order, Kansas City Joe's. Sandwiches, go to KC Joe's. Best brisket sandwich of your life. You want burn ends and all that? You wanna go to Gates. You're gonna open the door of your car, you're gonna walk out, you're gonna hear the largest woman say, "How may I help you?" You have 5 seconds to answer. Before that, someone who is magically behind you will answer and get in front of you. It is that good. And then there's Capitol Grill. Lord have mercy, it is the most buttery, cut with a fork steak you'll have in your life. You go there if you wanna be fancy. Got you, fam.